Okay, I've been seeing other people talk about this, so I feel like I need to explain this now. A long time ago, I was telling my best friend that there's this thing called the idea sphere. In the sphere floats around every idea that has ever existed and every idea that ever will exist. The idea of AI, motors, light bulbs, coffee mugs, everything. It's all an idea floating around the idea sphere. Everything that has and everything that will ever exist idea-wise. Everything that can, has, could, or ever will be created. Now, when an idea pops into your head, what's happened is you've tapped into the idea sphere and you've latched onto an idea. If this idea is not produced, it will fuck off and go to somebody else. The idea itself already exists and it is looking for the person who will bring it into creation. The way I look at it is the idea sphere is a big game of musical chairs. When the music stops and you sit in a chair, you have a dedicated amount of time to actually create the idea. If you don't, someone will push you out of the chair and sit there themselves and make the idea their thing. An example of this is once upon a time I had the idea to rename my business a certain thing and I didn't do it and then someone else did. And they were literally in the same field of business as I. Another time I had a podcast idea and I knew it wasn't mine. I was not going to run that podcast. Sure enough, a couple months later, someone else did. So sometimes you see an idea floating around, you sit in that chair for a second, you're like, you know what, this idea is actually not for me. I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to somebody else who could create it better or it's more aligned with their life path. Sometimes you sit in a chair and you're like, okay, but I'm not ready yet. I need a minute. Like I'm still prepping things, yada, yada, yada. And if you take too long, the idea is going to go off to somebody else. They're going to sit in that chair and it's taken. That is why when you have an idea, you need to sit in the chair immediately, even if you're not fully ready. Sit down, start taking actions towards creating the idea so that the energy of the idea itself knows that it is going to be produced. If the idea is a book, sit down and write the titles. Write out a couple chapter names. List how many pages are going to be in each chapter. Write down little ideas you have every time you're like, oh, you know what would be good in this chapter? And continuously put small amounts of energy towards the idea so that the idea itself knows it is going to be created soon and it doesn't need to go to someone else because you are the correct vessel for it. A lot of the time we struggle with the self-image issues and the confidence to actually get ourselves to a place where we believe that we can be the person to create the idea. And if you're someone who's struggling with that, I'm probably a good coach for you. Feel free to reach out to me on my website.